combat night.
All right, this is our main event of the evening.
Yeah, and if this is anything like the other fights on this pro card, I don't see this one going to a finish either.
And we're off.
And right off the bat there, Daniel Morrison taking control of the Combatagon here as these fighters exchange low kicks. Yeah, it seems like so far those leg kicks there for Daniel Morrison seem to be the difference maker. And every time he lands a couple of those kicks, if he just follows up with more strikes, more punches there, as he gets Barrington off balance, it's going to be wide open for him.
Little mouse there under the left eye of Barrington already.
Yeah, Morrison looks like he got a really good warm-up in the back. Like he's out here, he's already in the middle of the fight. Yeah. He's bouncing. Barrington looks like he's still trying to get his wheels under him.
Morrison rips a couple to the body and to the head.
Yeah, Morrison is doing a good job of there, just being just in range enough to strike, but then being out of range when Barrington decides to fire anything back, just like there.
Yeah, if I'm Barrington, I might want to leave those low kicks alone.
And then just like that, out of nowhere, Daniel Morrison shows I am an MMA fighter. I can mix it up. And that's what you alluded to, mentioned before that, Coach Dean. You know, the best strikers here should still have, you know, 1 or 2 takedowns in their back pocket. And Daniel Morrison must have heard you, because as well as he was doing on the feet there, I wouldn't expect him to take down Barrington Bishop there so easily.
Now, if Barrington gets back to his feet, that's another element that he has to worry about.
Yeah.
And that will also help him open up more strikes, because now he has to get out of position to defend the takedowns, which opens up the strikes. So having a takedown in your back pocket is always a good thing.
But Barrington here working his way up. Oh, but Daniel Morrison dragging him back down.
Heavy pressure from Morrison up against the cage, and then turns him loose.
Yeah. I think that was just to show him there, hey, man, I'm beating you up on the feet, but I can apply
you got nowhere to go.
Yeah. So if you thought you wanted to shoot in on me because you don't like these punches, well, I'm going to shoot on you first to show you that may not be the best idea for you.
Yeah, Daniel Morrison's just a little quicker, and Barrington is just – he's got to get in a better position to be able to deal with that speed. And I would say stop throwing a leg kick, because that's putting him on 1 foot, which is going to get him countered.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, 3 steps back, your back is up against the cage there.
Yeah.
Barrington's eating a couple of heavy front kicks to the body as well. Ooh, check that.
And less than a minute here to go in that first round. This just continues to be a confidence booster here for Daniel Morrison as he continues to walk down Barrington Bishop. But he's still there in the pocket there. Every time he's, you know, stepping backwards, he's landing that, he's trying to throw that check right hook.
Barrington reacting to all these feints.
Yeah. as Daniel Morrison is going in and out, he just needs to do a better job
Lost
of
his
keeping
mouthpiece.
that hand up, that left hand up. 10 seconds left here in the first round.
Yeah, Dean, I think you hit the nail on the head. Morrison came out here in mid-fight stride.
Mid-fight stride. I mean, he hit the ground running.
Handily.
Yeah, so I wonder, what do you say to your fighter in Barrington Bishop there? Like, clearly you lost that first round. So is there any positives that he could take away from that as he goes into the second round?
I think it has a lot to do with his stance. He looks a little better now. He looks a little bit more set and ready now, but he's got to dig his heels into the floor and say, all right, I got to fight this guy, because I'm not going to be able to keep this guy off, especially in this small cage. You can't use footwork to your advantage. You got to stand there and fight a guy.
Yeah, there's definitely no getting on that bike pedal and, you know, moving out the way of everything here. Like you mentioned, you got to stand there 10 toes down, and you got to fight, especially in a smaller cage.
That check hook is catching him.
Yeah, and I think Barrington would do better by throwing some face of his own. That's a good check hook there.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, Daniel Morrison needs to keep that left hand up. He's doing a great job of in and out, but a couple times, just by a hair, Barrington Bishop is missing with that check right hook. And now as he was sticking behind that jab here, Daniel Morrison initiates the clinch yet again, searching for another takedown.
Yeah, Barrington, I mean, and this is a common theme of the entire evening, that head position. Like, Barrington needs to get his head in a better position. Even Daniel Bishop could have been in a better position.
Yeah, if Daniel Morrison wants to eventually take Barrington Bishop down, to me he needs to bend his legs and just change the levels a little bit. You're not going to be able just to take somebody down with your, you know, hands up in their armpits around their pectoral area.
Oh,
that was a good one.
2 knees to the face.
Ooh, after those 2 knees here, Barrington Bishop's legs look a little bit shaky.
Yeah, I think part of the reason for Barrington is he doesn't utilize a jab. He doesn't have a jab to set up some things, because if he had a decent jab, he could set up his check hook a little better.
And then he shoots in for the takedown, but Daniel stuffs it right away, lands a couple elbows and gets out of there. Daniel Morrison is very quick.
Yeah, he's got some pep in his step.
Yeah, every time he feints in, Barrington Bishop is biting on. He doesn't know if he's coming in with a quick jab or if he wants to take him down like he did in the first round.
Flying knee to the body.
Yeah, that would hurt him. You see his elbow drop a little bit.
90 seconds left here in this round number 2. As Daniel Morrison is starting to walk away with this bout here. But all it takes is just one punch for Barrington Bishop. You can tell he's definitely a strong individual, and he's packing some power in that hand. And it seems like I don't know if that was the game plan for Barrington Bishop, is just he's just waiting for this opportunity just to land one strike. Whereas Daniel Morrison is chipping away at it here. He's chipping away. Up there,
another shot.
A desperation shot there from Barrington Bishop. He didn't set it up or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and that's for Barrington, that's been a common theme for him, is just not setting things up properly because he's starting from a position of just labor, just where he's a little lazy. Because I'd like to see him try to fire that left hand over the top. You know, if he could set it up with the jab, he could then throw the left hand over or the check hook.
I feel like the check hook has been his most effective weapon thus far.
It's there. Third and final round here. So clearly Daniel Morrison won the first 2 rounds. So, and especially as he's at that, you know, this is his 5th fight here. So what is he going to do now if he wants to prepare for that next level for Bellator, UFC? You know, yeah, you can, you know, stack up those wins, but okay, now how decisive are your wins? And, you know, everybody, you know, anybody can be, you know, 5-0, 4-1 and whatnot. So what's going to separate you from those thousands of other welterweight guys in the country?
Yeah, that's a tough one too, because you have to have that. I mean, you have to have star power, especially in this game of MMA, this day of MMA. It's not just about getting the wins, really. It's having star power, having the ability to finish, having the ability to have the audience connect to you.
And again, still explosive.
Yeah, with those flying knees. That's about the second flying knee he's thrown in this fight thus far.
Yeah, he's biting on them feints bad.
Yeah. And this right here might be the beginning of the end here for Barrington Bishop. He doesn't do a good job of moving out the way and circling away from the power of Daniel Morrison being a southpaw fighter.
Daniel Morrison just continues to be a step ahead.
Yeah, each step of the way.
Yeah, but I think this is a good fight for both guys. I think this is a good fight. Both of them had the same record going in. Now we know which one can move on and advance in their own way. And Daniel Morrison getting in the work and getting in the cage time that he needs. And that's important for a fighter.
Another flying knee.
Another.
Morrison looking to leave his mark.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can get a stoppage here, that would be great for him and his confidence. Think about it. Like, it's at the end of the fight, and he's still chasing that finish. That's a good sign for a young fighter.
Yeah, he's not just coasting to victory as some fighters would do. Yeah, Daniel Morrison in this fight has definitely showed he's a well-rounded, complete fighter. He got the better of Barrington Bishop standing on the feet and definitely got the better of him here on the ground, utilizing his wrestling and his grappling skills. This is what you want to see out of a young fighter. Have good stand-up and good ground game, good cardio, explosiveness.
Yeah, he showed a lot of the boxes that you want to check, right? He showed composure, killer instinct now.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely pushing that pace here in the last minute and a half.
Yeah.
Really turning up.
And for Barrington, this will be good for him too. This will let him know what he needs to work on or what he needs to do in order to be at that level.
Yeah, the last 30 seconds here where most fighters will just, you know, accept the victory or accept defeat here. Daniel Morrison is still pushing the pace, trying to get that finish.
Great performance by Daniel Morrison. No quitting, Barrington Bishop.
No surprise there, winner